first BTS of my first branding photo shoot session for the launch of my Tibetan frozen food brand. I am getting ready for the branding photography. I was getting a little nervous. As a startup entrepreneur, there are so many things that we don't talk about necessarily on social media. One of them is limited resources, so it was a huge decision and investment for me to go ahead and invest into a professional branding photo shoot so I can represent my Tibetan culture and my culinary heritage the best way I can. Got to connect with a local photographer.
I'm Briana Morrison. I'll be doing some photography for Kyi Kyi today.
As well as use a local studio in Portland. We are at Tabletop Studio right here in Portland.
I've been doing this for over 13 years now, so I do a little bit of everything. I'm doing food photography, fashion photography, and I'm dabbling in families. You can reach me on my website at brianamorrison.com or Instagram at Briana Morrison, and it's BrianaMorrison.
So many of you have been with me over the years since my pop-up days across a span of 5 years. So here I am this year taking a big leap of faith and trying to scale my reach. Wow, it's a nice space. I like this, or I like the bricked one too, but I guess the lighting won't be optimal in this, huh? Get a cutting board and start getting the dough ready. Here is such a typical reflection of what a solo entrepreneur goes through, is decision fatigue. So I'm gonna use this for the filling, this for the flour. Okay, maybe black and black. A lot of people don't talk about it, but here as I'm trying to decide, flour, filling. Filling is a little bit too big actually. Which bowl or cup or what color to use. Oh, copper. In very traditional Tibetan cookware, you'll see a lot of copper used for steamers and pots and stuff like that. And this one of the biggest challenges that I faced as being a solo entrepreneur is having to make decisions at every aspect of it, including from what bowl to pick for the branding photo shoot to. Okay, stick to the blacks. No, I really like this. Table is wooden, the other thing is wooden, is like just wooden. What dress I should wear and how I should smile, little things that you don't necessarily think about when you think about launching a startup, small business.
I'll be getting like close-ups of you making things as well.
Okay. So I prepare the fillings and everything the day before the photo shoot and in the morning of, so all these were prepared in advance. For the actual photo, I want to have some already made. I don't want the cutouts in the picture. I had a 2-hour session. It was really hard in a way. I think we should give models a lot more credit than we do, because trying to be mindful of how you're presenting yourself while trying to make sure that your momo looks as perfect as possible. I mean, I personally found it quite challenging.
Well, if you want to measure some and just put the dollops like on each of the...
Yeah.
You could do that, and then I can get you making them and they could be like kind of prepped.
Gotcha. I just want to make sure the sizes are fairly consistent. 1, 2, 3. In preparation for the branding photo shoot, I wanted to be very deliberate about what visuals or what cultural elements I represent in the photos.
Spread them out in the middle a little bit more and make them a little bit less straight line. Or we can do two things with this. We can sprinkle some flour over all of it.
Yeah.
Or we can wipe the flour off.
Let's sprinkle.
Okay.
Because it'll be easier, and that's what we do as well. So I wanted to make sure that I visually represent my culture as well.
Little smile, look what you're doing. We've done something similar to this, and then like some other headshots.
Yeah, things that I also use in my pop-up, when I'm selling out of a tent, I use my lungta, the colorful Tibetan prayer flags that some of you might have seen.
Over your head, not behind your head?
Over, it has to be a little bit over, because it's like a religious thing. I always put a leaf or two in my picture. It adds a little bit of color to the...
When you stick your chin out, it kind of goes up, so you're just going to bring it back down to be flat.
Gotcha. I made sure to have my chupa, which is a traditional Tibetan dress, and along with my head accessories, which are also very common in Tibetan culture. Reason why I decided to invest in the branding photo shoot, and this is not an ad by the way for Briana, she's amazing, because the brand is a representation, right? It's a representation of my Tibetan culture. It's why I'm doing it, is for cultural representation, celebration, preservation. So it's really important to me that I incorporate and be very thoughtful about the cultural elements that I include in the photo as well. Overall, it was an amazing experience. It was something that I needed to do to put the brand in the best light possible because it's a representation of my Tibetan culture and my cultural identity. But yeah, it was fun. It was definitely a learning experience. Definitely greater appreciation for all models that you see on the internet posing so effortlessly. It's really quite difficult being in front of the camera. But anyway, hope you enjoyed the behind the scene of the branding photo shoot. It is just a small slice of the overall startup journey that I've been on for the past 11 months, which even though it began 11 months ago, really the whole process, the story began 5 or 6 years ago when I started my pop-up journey in a desire to represent my Tibetan culture and tell my story, our story, through the lens of food. Kuchichi, hope you enjoyed it.